This is Brad A. Milford with the Unlimited Wisdom Podcast, where business owners making mid-five figures or more share their wisdom. It's 6 questions in 9 minutes because transforming possibility leads to reality. So let's get to it. Question number 1. In a few sentences, tell me who you are and what you do.
Hey, hi everybody. My name's Allison. I am a mom of 2 kids, engineer, science geek, Star Wars fan, kind of in the nerd fandom, but also an integrative nutrition health coach. I did go to school for this, and owner of my business called The Nutrition Doula. And what I do is I help women after having a baby for regaining their mental and physical health through individualized nutrition. What that means is I work with them on a personal level to find out what they need and what works for them. And I help them implement it in a super easy to implement, like stress-free way that the whole family is on board with. So it's not another thing that's on their to-do list and hard to get at. So that's the crux of what I provide for everyone.
Love it. Simple, best free ways. Not free, but best ways.
Right?
The best
What
things are
works
never
for
free.
them in their life, because everyone has different challenges. They have different jobs, different schedules, and everything like that. There's not a one-size-fits-all solution. So we're really about figuring out how we're going to make it so that eating in a way that fuels their body is easier than just grabbing the quick food off the shelf type of thing.
Isn't that the truth? I love it. Question number 2. What's the best thing about being in business, Allison?
So my favorite thing overall for this is basically watching my clients regain control over their life. When I get a call from one of them telling me like they're sleeping better and they're feeling energized in the morning, they're feeling amazing, they like never knew that they liked this food and all of a sudden it's their favorite, and they're like, I didn't think I liked vegetables, but I love them now. That is the absolute highlight of my day. We're just watching something that they've been struggling with for years and it suddenly clicks. It's just amazing to see that.
I love that. I love that. I actually was one of those people.
Oh yeah.
Didn't think I liked broccoli and found out that I actually did. I totally relate. Question number 3. You're going to love this. We hear from other business owners they're getting so much business that the chaos sometimes is causing overwhelm. Tell me your thoughts on that, Allison.
I would see this happen a lot to some of the engineers, those who did not consistently have key systems in place to handle the volume of work that they needed. Mm-hmm. So when there was an engineer who was maybe newer, they were disorganized, they're kind of flying off the cuff, relying on their memory more than actually writing things down, that type of thing. They would get super overwhelmed quickly and be unable to handle a lot of work. And then there was the engineers who we followed procedures, processes, we didn't take any shortcut on documentation. We had effective communications, constantly improved on our own organization, those types of things. And they could easily handle double or triple the workload of other people. So taking this mindset forward into my business, even though I'm still kind of in the small range here, I am working really hard on developing that underlying framework so that it can be used with 10 clients or 100 clients. And so that it's there. And when it grows to the point where it's too much for one person to handle, I have processes and procedures in place that's easy for me to hire on things and outsource and remain organized in that realm. So that would be my advice. If we're feeling overwhelmed, go back to the foundation and see what needs to be fixed there first.
Love it every time somebody says systems, process, and foundation. Absolutely love it. Question number 4. What other successful business owners like yourself, Allison, should be on the Unlimited Wisdom podcast?
So I had trouble thinking of this one. I was like, who should I had a list of who I should say. And then I was like, do they want to be on a podcast? I talked Katie Switzer. She is awesome. She is the owner of Engineered Marketing and doing pretty great. So she'd be a great person to talk to. And, as always, some of the big, business gurus, like Landed Porter or Katie Wells is somebody that I follow a lot. She's got a massive health and wellness business. She's that would be cool to see what her take was. those are the people I thought of off the top of my head.
It's great. I love it. Appreciate that. Question number 5, the big one. Let's get to the crux of it. What piece of wisdom would you share with other business owners?
So I'm going to go back to my wheelhouse here, which is nutrition and self-care, right? My job is to be the person there to care for mom as she's transitioning into motherhood, right? Because mom is there to care for everybody else, but there isn't necessarily somebody there to care for her. I'm super passionate about getting people to understand that the single most powerful item of self-care that you can do is to eat well. Because you have to eat anyway. You're going to be eating regardless, right? It's not like we go through, more than a day without eating anything because we're too busy, right? Eating will happen. And so it is one thing where you can make a decision to eat something that is going to fuel your body and make you feel better and give you more energy to be able to show up in the rest of your life, or take away from it, right? And most of these fast food, convenience food type things take away versus up-leveling ourselves with what we're providing our body. We want to provide our body with the nutrients it needs to be able to function. And that is really an aspect of self-care that has a ripple effect throughout everything else. Top 3 things you can do is making sure that you get enough water in every day, eating a ton of vegetables. The food pyramid that we were brought up with that has grains at the base, it's wrong. The base, your 6 to 11 servings, that's supposed to be vegetables. It's not supposed to be grains. So eating a ton of those. And then the third one is really looking for added sugars in your diet. In most of our processed foods, sugar is an ingredient. And as a byproduct of that, we are consuming way too much of it. And that has a method of throwing your body completely off, throwing your hormones off, and really causing damage throughout your entire system. So
absolutely love it. 3 quick tips, something you can do right now, very actionable. Absolutely love it. Let's switch gears real quick. What is the most fun vacation you ever had, Alasen?
But I think that the most fun I ever had was it was a vacation in Hawaii. And I've been there many times. There was a period where my best friend and her husband were living there for 3 years, so I was out to visit quite frequently. But this one trip in particular was with my now husband, and we went out to the Hawaii, visited my best friend out there for 2 weeks. And it was just so fun, because part of what was great about having somebody who was out there is that we were staying in a residential area, not in the touristy hotel areas kind of thing. And because we were with, locals, we were able to do a lot of the hidden gems around the island that people don't typically get to see. Less conventional hikes for waterfalls, trips to the North Shore, all that kind of stuff. And so it was amazing. We had a fun kayaking journey out to the Molioke Islands on the north shore of the island, where we went out and it got a little bit too wavy. So that was a fun adventure there. We barely made it back. There was one day where we were planning on going a hike, but the weather was beautiful. So we said, we want to go to the beach. We don't have any of our beach stuff. And we walked into a 7-Eleven and bought swimsuits right there and towels and went to the beach anyway. It was just nice. So carefree and just a really great time. So yes.
Absolutely.
If you do Hawaii off the beaten path, I recommend it for sure.
Have not been, and I look forward to going. It is on my bucket list. Absolutely love it. Thank you for being on, Alasen. What's the website, or how can people get in touch with you when they see this and they want to reach out?
So the easiest way to get in touch with me is via my website is yournutritiondoula.com. And you can go right on there. There's a contact tab, and send me an email if you want to. That's a great way. And then also on Facebook, I have a business page on Facebook called The Nutrition Doula, and a group on Facebook called New Mom Society. So either come and join the group. I would love to have you in there. It's a great community, or reach out through the Facebook page, and I would love to chat with you guys.
Fantastic. This is Brad A. Milford with the Unlimited Wisdom Podcast, where business owners making mid-5 figures or more, much more, share their wisdom globally. Thanks for joining us.